The topic is the Civil Rights Movement in Tennessee, and we're talking to the author of the book, Dr. Bobby Lovett from Tennessee State University. And of course, Dr. Lovett, during this last segment that we have, let's have you to talk to our audience about some of the things that you believe to be special in reference to your book here, and at the same time, at the end of which we would like for you to talk about some of the signings, the book signings that you've had and some that you're going to have, and how this book has been received by the various publics, because I'm familiar with some of the activity that has gone on around it, and I know there's been quite a bit of stir in reference to the information in reference to it. So let's talk about that.
Well, some of the unique things I think you'll find about the civil rights movement in Tennessee is that many of the leaders were female leaders, like Maxine Smith of Memphis. And in the general movement, it's really a male-dominated movement, but some of the most important leaders in the South and in Tennessee were females who have not gotten their due in the books that have been generated so far. And the book will talk about a lot of grassroots leaders in the civil rights movement, white and black leaders who made a big difference in bringing about these momentous changes in our state and also in our region and also in the country. The book has a chronology for the civil rights movement in Tennessee and the nation in general in the back of the book for the use of teachers, so the teachers can get a lot of this information out to their particular students. And the chapters are organized in such a way that they are really kind of like a story that flows. Because what I found is that teachers did not know very much about the civil rights movement in Tennessee because there was no such book. And they had no information really to impart this information to their students. And so as students come to college and universities, they know hardly anything about this particular movement. We forget that the average high school student was just born since 1985. And the average college student was born, you know, about the same time, 1980, and they don't know very much about these particular events. So I think those are the strong, you know, points of the book. The University of Tennessee Press, which published the book, I may say has done an excellent job in editing the book and coming up with some ideas to make the book more useful for the general public, although it is a history book. It has been well received. The book is selling quite well according to the publisher. It's only in hardback right now, and the book is about 483 pages. According to the publisher 2 days ago, has been nominated for a National Book Award.
Very good.
That's a nomination, so hopefully
that's
perhaps you know, the book may win that award. But it also, the book has been introduced at Tennessee State University with a book signing in November when it first came out. There will be a book signing at Davis Kidd Bookstore on Monday, 6 p.m., February 13th, during Black History Month. And then 3 days later, there will be a book signing at the Hermitage on February 16th at 5 o'clock. The Hermitage is having its second annual Black History program, which was well received last year. And so they have asked me to come sign some books if people will come, and also to speak for them at that program on the 16th. And there are other places that will be signing books, of course, to get it across the state, in Memphis, in Chattanooga, in Knoxville, because the book is about, you know, the broad movement across the state of Tennessee.
You know, Dr. Lovett, I think you mentioned the fact that many of our young people are coming to our institutions of higher education without any real knowledge in terms of the most recent American history dealing with the movement. What would you suggest as the method whereby we might be able to reach more of our young people, not necessarily, not only with information relative to civil rights, but that we might be able to create a new consciousness among them? What can we do, or what should we do?
Well, we started with the premise that, you know, we've got to get to students when they're young in middle school and high school, and that's why we include this chart in the back. To get to teachers, you have to educate the teachers about this kind of history, but especially about Tennessee history, period. And many of our students have lived in Tennessee all their lives, and they know very little about Tennessee history, unless they come to, say, Tennessee State, where they take a Tennessee